You ask questions, and I answer them.
Are you guys nuts? What am I talking about? It's super cool because of the gentle design.
Boom, watch fam.
What is up, Watch fam? Welcome to episode 64 of ASKTNH. I went to the gym today for the first time, actually the second time in like 6 months, and it was the worst. I'm so used to just typing about watches and living like a mushroom in a cold, dark place. It's awful when you finally have to go to the gym and deal with those people. But I digress, not we. I digress, and we'll get into the questions. Question today is from Juan Armstrong, which is an interesting name, Juan Armstrong. It's like Juan is very Hispanic, and then Armstrong doesn't seem like it to me. Armstrong. I don't know, right? I don't know. Good name, Juan. What do you think about the Hanhart Pioneer Monocontrol? I think it's a real cool watch, Juan. I think, just to summarize my view real quick, I think it's a well-designed watch. I think it's from a very interesting company, and I think that it's a value prop at $2,500. Now let's get into it. Hanhart has always been like a big question mark to me. I've never even seen one in the metal because you really don't find them. It's not a big bonus about them. People just don't have them, really. I saw my first one when I met up with TikTok at like a watch fam thing. I mean, I was blown away by even holding them, right? So that speaks to the movement construction, but the construction as a whole, right? The case and the brushed stainless steel, it really just gives off, lack of a better word, an expensive looking feel. It's an expensive tool watch. It's actually probably everything a BREITLING NAVITIMER should be and isn't. You know, a real durable tool watch that's not blingy, just functional, although it is a mono pusher, still like that kind of essence. Design. I think it's really well balanced. I think that the cathedral hands are gorgeous. I love the bezel. I don't know what it's called, what that technique is called, that ribbing technique. I don't know what it is, but I do think it's really quite nice. Probably the best feature on the dial is, I guess it's broken up, like it's sector dial, right? So the outer ring, or the second ring, is like a guilloche pattern, right? So that to me just shows a lot of attention to detail between the cathedral hands. I don't think like a detail like cathedral hands necessarily costs more than boring hands, right? I can't imagine they do, but they're just so much cooler just because it's a vintage throwback. I really like the use of the color, right? The cover on the mono pusher with the seconds hand right at the end. That's that red too, which matches the pusher, and then I guess on the minute hand, right? And on the minute on the subdial. I think it's not necessarily balanced because it's very right heavy, but it is very cool. I mean, the fact that they went that far, you know, is definitely commendable. And I guess the rubberish cushion around, or the rubber thing around, is kind of odd, you know? I yelled at just now. Anyway, I think that red accent is very cool. It's a very sporty topping on a very sporty watch. As far as the mono pusher chronograph is concerned, is it as practical as a two pusher? No, of course not. Do we give a shit? No. What are you timing? With a mono pusher, you can start and you can stop and then it resets. Whereas with a double pusher, you can start, stop, and then start again. I think it's a Valjoux 7750, and they modified it quite a bit. You know, once again, I have no problem with even strip Valjoux movements. I think that they're great and they're a great canvas. Taking it a step further and actually modifying it heavily enough to really change the function, that's pretty badass. At 42 millimeters, for me, it's too big, but does that really mean anything? No, I mean, I wouldn't wear it because of that size. Things that people with wrists like mine probably shouldn't, but that's it. I mean, that's all that means. You've seen me criticize the hell out of watches at 41 millimeters. That should be 39 or that should be 38. But really, a lot of the times that just means that it was 3 or 4 different things and the size broke the camel's back, right? But here, I think that Hanhart has done so many things right that, you know, having a case that I think is too big doesn't really matter. You know, it just doesn't bother me. Overall, I think that it really depends on you and what your style is and if you can rock a 42 millimeter watch. But if you can, it's a crazy good buy. It's a crazy good buy. So those are my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching episode 64 of AskTNH. The other day I was with my buddy. He has a 5970 Patek perpetual calendar. I looked at the perpetual calendar, which should always have the right date because it's perpetual, and he told me that somebody literally started changing the date, and this person was drunk, obviously, but we talked about it via Snapchat with my buddy. Follow us on Snapchat because you get to find out cool shit like that, stupid shit, but it's fun. Follow us on Snapchat once again. Thank you guys for watching.